Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on NewLake Capital Partners. It's a REIT similar to IIPR, Industrial Innovation Properties REIT that I've talked about. Actually just did a video about them and come across this one that I talked about a couple months ago, and just time for an update. But this is NewLake Capital, ticker NLCP. As you can see, trades over the counter. So I always recommend Fidelity is where I used to buy them, and did not pay a commission there ever. So you'd have to check with Schwab or TD Ameritrade and see if they charge a commission. But as you can see, over the past year, this was up to $31, $31.85. So it's got a lot of potential, but just like the rest of the MJ sector, it's down. Here it's just slightly couple bucks in the past month. Looks like it was in the 1670 range here in the past week, in the 1530s, and still down. And here's a look at today. So it looks like it went up a little bit, 1420. I suppose you could make a little bit of on this one if you wanted to trade it, but I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just stating my opinion. You can see it's got great ratings, a 1-year price target of $28.75. Opened at $13.78, high of $14.20, low of $13.78. 52-week high of $35.50 and a low of $13.36. Volume of 12.5. Thousand, and average volume of 33.46 thousand. Market cap of 295 million on this one. So small company, not much volume on it either. NewLake Capital Partners declares third quarter 2022 a common stock dividend. As you can see, this is dated on the 16th. So leading provider real estate capital to state licensed MJ operators today announced that its board of directors has declared a third quarter 2022 cash dividend of 37 cents per share of common stock. The dividend is equivalent to an annualized dividend of $1.48 per common share. This is the company's sixth consecutive quarterly dividend increase and represents 5.7% quarter-over-quarter increase. The dividend is payable on October 14th. Common stock holders on record close of business on September 30th. So if you want to get in on the October 14th dividend date, you'd need to be in before this date. So a little bit more about NewLake is an internally managed real estate investment trust that provides real estate capital to state licensed MJ operators through sale leaseback transactions and third-party purchases and funding for the built-to-suit projects. NewLake owns a portfolio of 31 cultivation facilities and dispensaries that are leased to single tenants, triple net basis. For more information, you can go to their website right here. So we'll just click there right quick and see where it takes us. So, like I said, I've talked about this one once on the channel here before, so I'll link that in the description as well. But founded in 2019, a triple net lease REIT that requires industrial and retail properties through sale leaseback transactions, third-party purchases, and built-to-suit projects. Tenants are some of the leading operators in the United States, state licensed MJ industry. We are a trusted partner for their real estate needs. So why choose us? Ability to scale, institutional counterparty, and national platform. So not a whole lot on their website. So here's a little bit of what they do. So supply real estate capital to companies to cultivate, produce, and dispense MJ. They've purchased cultivation facilities and dispensaries from coast to coast, provided expansion capital for properties they own, and funded built-to-suit projects. Our team specialize in knowledge, combined years of real estate, MJ industry, and capital markets expertise to deliver complete solutions to their clients. So there's a look inside of one of the facilities. They're at Columbia. A little bit of an overhead. Looks like it's pretty good sized. Let's see if it shows us anything about the investors in it. So third quarter, that's what we just went over. Investor conference. No other information than what we've already went over. So NewLake Capital, Undervalued Pot REIT pays 8.5 dividends. And you can see this was published on the 23rd. So like I've been saying on all my other videos, ongoing sell-off of MJ stocks has a broad base. Great pot stocks have been taking a beating, which means some of them are currently trading at serious discount. A lot of them are at the 52-week lows, so that's why I've been watching them very closely. But again, they're a real estate investment trust focused on providing capital to state-licensed MJ operators through sale, leaseback transactions, third-party purchases, and the funding of built-to-suit projects. Many investors aren't familiar with NewLake Capital because it only went public about a year ago. And last year it has kind of stocks, especially MJ stocks. Despite the fact that NewLake reports solid financial results, has the strongest pipeline in the industry, pays a growing high-yield dividend, the stock has taken a beating. So 10% in the last month, 21 in the last 3 months, 30 over the last 6 months, 43 year to date, and 45 year over year. So down, down, down. So not that I give tax, legal, or trading advice, but if you're looking into this one, definitely seems like a good time to buy or something to consider. Investors are set to some of the biggest winners in the pot stock market. NLCP stock has been a great potential in the near term. Analysts average a 12-month price target for the stock is $29.50, which points to an upside of around 85%. So there you can kind of see the chart and what has been going on with it here as of lately. So a state-licensed MJ operator through real estate sale and leaseback transactions, third-party purchases, and funding for built-to-suit projects. Last access September 2022. So they have 31 properties, 1.7 million square feet in 12 states. The portfolio consists of 92% cultivation facilities and 8% retail locations. Properties are currently at 100% leased, and thanks to NewLake Capital Partners' astute underwriting skills, the company has collected 100% of its rent due, and no abatements or deferrals. Since the founding in 2019, the weighted average lease term is 14.5 years with a 12% weighted average yield. Majority is 65%. Tenants are publicly traded companies. 3 REITs tenants are Cureleaf. I just covered them last week. CURLF. Cresco Labs, just covered them last week. CRLBF. And TrueLeaf, TCNNF. That's kind of interesting. All the over-the-counter. Some of my favorite over-the-counter stocks are tenants of this one, so very interesting. Revenue up 59% year over year, and AFFO up 78%. These aren't going away. MJ's not going away. People use the products all the time. It's just a matter of when it becomes legalized on the federal level. So these are all, like I said, long-term holds, and so just buying what I can and holding them for the long term. And this is just another one to add to the portfolio, along with the whole sector and the dividend stocks and the IIPR, which I've talked about a couple times here on the channel. So I just did a video on them, so that'll be in the library once this one is released as well. Let's see here, 2 months, see if there's any updated information. Nothing there, so we'll move over here to StockTwits. And could not find this one on StockTwits. Don't know why. I thought that was rather interesting, but IIPR comes up. So, but moving on here, over here on MSN Money, currently showing this one as a strong buy with an upside to $28.75. But like I said, I just talked about this one. It's right under $90, so you can see the price difference in the two. But they both give a really decent dividend. So if that's what you're into, or if you're into the MJ sector, and this one has a strong buy. So not that I buy it just because it has a strong buy, but that definitely helps when analysts are rating it. So. But that's it for this one, NLCP, NewLake Capital Partners. If you have this one, go ahead and list it in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you'd like to share. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, following Ford Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.